Alright guys, welcome to Friday Night Builds with StereoStuds. Yeah, hey Dr. Speak, how you doing, man? You join. This is for your benefit. I don't know if you've seen it already, but obviously I finished the dinosaur on previous live stream, the T-Rex. Have you seen it? Or do you want me to show you it very quickly? It is just sitting beside me. I'm really good, thank you as well. I'm stuffed after my dinner tonight, to be honest. So, but I'm good. Right, bear with me. I'll grab it here. I'll not let you have a quick look. There you go. That's it in all its glory. Hey Anakin as well, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. So hard to get it all in, it's so big. But there you are. Hello. He's an absolute monster. Just the coolest build. Did a very bad job, very last good view of his scholar as well, so. So yeah, that was the T-Rex. Pretty epic, right? So tonight, obviously, we're going to move on and build something new. I actually put it out on the poll, and I was actually pleasantly surprised at what came out on top. It was quite close. First things first, nobody wanted to see this built, so it's not getting built. So I'll pop it down behind me there. So it's between these two. No, it's not okay now. Yeah, so it was between the arcade machine 40805 and 77012. It's Indiana Jones. It's the fighter plane chase. No worries, bro. Catch you another time anyway. Thank you very much for popping in. Yeah, so it was between these two sets. And like I said, I was pleasantly surprised at what the sort of most popular choice was. The arcade machine would have been awesome, but unfortunately, it's Indiana Jones. Well, I say unfortunately, I'm happy either way. Cheers, mate. See you later. Yeah, I put out the vote on just on my posts on YouTube, and I thought it was going to be this, especially after building the scaled up minifigure here. I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to build the arcade machine for him to play on? But no, the most common choice was the Indiana Jones car chase, so I'll stick this down as well, out of the way for now. This is tonight's build. My brother's going to the celebration program. It's supposed to go as well, but it was pulled off. Here, you're running it live. You get to stay and watch me build an Indiana Jones set instead, so winner. Jackson is the goat. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Jackson, I was really hoping to build the arcade machine, and I thought that would have been the most popular choice, but apparently not. There's obviously a lot of Indiana Jones fans within my subscriber base, so it was the most popular choice. So here we have it. Oh, you're sitting in the car, brilliant. Hopefully you don't lose signal. Hey Fishy Man, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. So yeah, we're going to build this tonight. I'm missing one thing. I need a knife to open it. I'm still one of these funny people that goes on the push tabs, but I don't like to push the tabs. I still try to open these boxes as neatly as possible, so I need to just go grab my knife and I'll go straight back. Hello. Alright, so I suspect this won't be a terribly long build, so if we get it finished quick enough, I'll maybe sort of move on to the arcade machine. We'll see. I do have another wee box down there, and I thought it's quite a small build, and I thought if we've got a little bit of time, then I could perhaps do it sort of as well, but we'll see how we get on. I didn't want to choose anything too big. I've been building quite big sets on the live streams of late. So obviously we finished the T-Rex last time out. Prior to that we did Brickcroft Station, and we did the Sanderson's Cottage from Hocus Pocus, and we did the medieval market square as well. So that was the last sort of 3 major light builds, and then during the week I did a wee sort of impromptu one, and we built this little dude here. I'm going to stand them up because I think it'll be a bit easier to see when he's stood up. If you haven't seen these upscale minifigures, they're freaking class. They're fully posable as a minifigure would be, and this dude has got a funky little guy in his hat controlling them. I just thought it was pretty neat. So yeah, so he's the kind of unofficial mascot at the minute. So he's just sitting there anyway. But now let's crack this box open and let's start the build process. Like I said, I still sort of prefer not to pop these. I do like my boxes, I'm one of those people. So I've had this set for quite some time. I'm not sure if I ever really heard that much for it. However, Amazon mispriced it quite some time ago and had it reduced to like, I don't know, maybe 10 quid or something thereabout. And I kind of saw the opportunity to pick up a few of them. It was kind of a price I couldn't really resist. So yeah, I thought I'll pick up a few and go on for myself, and then I'll maybe sell the others on at some point. So, but anyway, inside the box then we have 3 bags, 3 numbered bags in. So it's not going to be a huge build. Didn't take too long. We have a sticker sheet here with a Berlin sign, a little road sign for a bridge, and then a few, I think, decors for the plane and the car. So that's just a wee sticker sheet there. There's not a huge amount to see on it. It's just, is there like 9 stickers? 10 stickers in total? And then we've got our instruction manual as well, which is very nice. You can see the full build sort of on the front of it there. So the first bag, then bag 1, and that builds the car, the 2 of the minifigures, and then just a little sign as well, and we sort of wee side build. I had a drama exam today, and it was a performance bonus, so I just couldn't remember everyone else. Here, do you know what? Come with the hour, come with the man. How'd you get on? Did you stand up and perform well, or did nerves get the better of you? I'm not really an enormous fan of doing anything in public myself, to be honest with you. In the past, when I was younger, sort of, we're talking maybe primary school, early high school, I would have sung quite a bit in choirs and at church and so forth. And I obviously had a decent enough voice because I would have got a lot of solos. So I had to stand up quite a bit in front of people and sing. You just have to get up and do it and get on with it, don't you? And it just kind of builds you as well. Builds you up. Anyhow, so that is the contents of bag 1 then. So we'll just crack straight on then and get building this, and yeah, we'll see sort of how we get on. Like I said, if I've got enough time, I could maybe look at building something else. So we've got Indiana Jones and Professor Henry Jones Sr. then are the two characters that we're building in bag 1. So these are quite nice. First up we've got Jones Sr. So they're flesh coloured minifigures first and foremost. Obviously with them being from the movie, so it's not the standard yellow figs. I don't mind the flesh coloured minifigures, but I do prefer the yellow ones. I just sort of, I don't know, I just like the yellow figures. And then we've got this cool hat, so I'll bring them over now and let you have a look at them. There's not a huge amount of detail to this chap. He has, he's wearing a nice suit and waistcoat. So there you can see a little bow tie as well.
See if I can get that a bit closer and maintain the focus. So yeah, there you can see nice detailing on the front of the torso. Just plain legs, just a wee bit of creasing on the back, and then the face, we've only got stuff on the front there. I'll take that hat off so you can see a bit better. So just a wee bit of a goatee and a bit of a white beard and some nice, it's hard to see in there, but he is wearing glasses as well. So
that's Professor Henry Jones Sr., our first minifigure. And then we've got Indiana Jones himself. Professor Jones Sr. is also carrying an interesting little, I don't know, it's like a little tablet or something, I'm not sure what that is. I'll just pop up in his hand there anyway. And then Indy, a wee bit more detail in here. It's just standard Indiana Jones attire. Again, flesh tone figure. But he, like I said, has got a wee bit more detail, so I'll bring it over and show.
So again, we have just Indy standard leather jacket, nice shirt underneath there and a brown tie, and then he has a belt and a gun belt on his trousers, and then on the rear, again, just a wee bit of bracing and just a bit of detail in the back of the back of the jacket. And then he comes with two faces. We've kind of got this sort of wry, smug looking grin, and here we've got like a sort of more quizzical sort of raised eyebrow Dr. Jones. And then he has his trusty hat, which has hair built into it as well. So there you can just see nice sort of brown hair, and then Indy's hat.
And then of course he comes as standard LGHD TV, like some sort of digital television. I have no affiliation for anyone or anything. I just do my thing, and if people are nice, I'm nice. If that answers your question. People are people, right? Bricksters and I, welcome to the party. How you doing? Andy obviously has his whip as well. So there we go. Okay, next up then we have, first up we have just a little signpost then, so we'll crack on with the signpost with our first sticker here as well. So I will, no brick separator here to put the sticker on. Be right back. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like to use brick separators to put the stickers on. I think it just gives you a bit more control and makes it a bit easier to sort of move them about if initial placement isn't great. So what we have here is a little sign for Berlin. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. So yeah, a little sign there for Berlin. So if anyone's wondering, Berlin is that away. Oh, it's not finished. We have another sticker going on here as well. So I think this scene, we're obviously approaching the point in the scene where Indy and his car are going to head into a tunnel in order to avoid the planes. So this little sign has obviously a sign posted to Berlin, and then it has like a sort of caution tunnel sticker as well. Alright. Which just then sits above that. So I'll pop that on. There we go. So there you have it. Like I said, Berlin's that away, and beware the tunnel. No planes may enter. And then there's just a wee bit of sort of foliage and grasswork then goes below that, just to give a wee bit more interest in life. interesting thing about these sets too as well is obviously given Lego's sort of non-gun stance and the sort of avoidance of military. We've obviously got, you know, well, Indy's obviously notorious for his deals with the Nazis and so forth. So we do have a little pistol here, which is quite neat. Right. So that goes there, and I just need a 3 tan wedge piece. There we have it. So that's just a nice wee bit of detail on them. I don't know if I'll utilise that in any way, but it's a nice wee addition and sort of a wee shout out sort of to the movie as well. So now we're on the next section of the instructions and the car. So the car itself looks like it's about 6 wide, I think, from what I can tell. It's a pretty neat build. Obviously it's an old fashioned car akin to the era of the movie. But I sort of like the scale of it. I want to go with 6 wide cars in my layout. So I have a lot of sort of smaller 4 wide, older city cars that I plan to get rid of. And I think this, granted, like I said, it's very old fashioned in its styling, but I think it'll fit in very nicely. So let's see what it looks like. I don't know if I'm going to put the stickers on. Well, the stickers are representing doors, so they do add sort of a nice detail to the vehicle itself. But a lot of these builds I tend to avoid putting the stickers on. I'll see sort of how I feel when I get to that stage. And how is everybody this Friday night? So close to the weekend. I suppose it's the start of the weekend for a lot of people. Unfortunately, I still have work tomorrow. Which kind of sucks a little bit, but it is what it is. And I don't work Sundays, Mondays, or Tuesdays. So I kind of do alright. I actually think about taking a wee trip down to the Lego store on Sunday. I haven't quite decided yet, but seems to be a lot of demand for the Sega controller, Genesis Mega Drive, wherever you come from. Oh, it's actually 8 wide, this car. Big up the Lego, right on, Alison. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. And yeah, so I've noticed there seems to be a lot of demand for the Sega controller. If I'm right in saying it's no longer available in the UK online. So I might actually take myself down, and if they still have them in store, I might pick up a few Pick-a-Brick cups, and well, enough Pick-a-Brick cups to secure me the gift of purchase. So, but we'll see. I may not even bother. Depends how I feel on the day and what the weather's like and stuff like that. I'm really good, mate. Thank you. I'm sitting here building Lego, so you know I can't really complain. The rest of my family are out of the house, so it's nice and quiet. I feel really bad too because my daughter was playing some game, I can't remember what it's called, something about a forest, something in Roblox about a forest, and 99 something, I can't remember. I'm not familiar with it, but she was playing that anyway, and she was leaving and she asked me to do her a favour and keep her character alive while she was gone, and all I had to do was feed it stew or something like that. She was trying to survive for so many days, her and a friend, and obviously because she was leaving, she couldn't do it herself. 99 Nights in the Wood, there you go. Good man. I'm just showing my age here. I play Halo and FIFA. I ain't much of a Roblox guy, but I kind of figured that someone in here would know. So yeah, she's playing that anyway, and she asked me just to keep her character alive, and do you know what, I was doing it, and I had remembered, and I had been feeding it to you, and then I don't know what happened, but Roblox went off, and it literally went off, and I couldn't bring it back up, and I've kind of ruined her game, and I feel really bad because it. No, she asked me to do it. And, I thought it'd be nice to keep things running for her, and it didn't quite work out, but it's only a game. But I know she'll be devastated when she gets home. Well, not devastated, but she'll be disappointed. So I'm just hiding then in my hiding in here building Lego instead. So obviously, like I said, this build here was actually sort of YouTube subscriber choice. I genuinely thought people would have voted for this, and whilst they did, more people wanted to see the Indiana Jones stuff, which kind of surprised me. I know sort of a lot of the people sort of that follow me are a bit younger, so probably much less familiar with Indiana Jones. Now there wasn't much in it. There wasn't an enormous amount of books either, my dad. But there was enough. It was decent. Oh, did you? Oh, sorry, man. Do you know what? I don't think this is going to take me terribly long to build. So I potentially will start to build something else. Now, I don't know if it'll be that or not. We'll see. I really wanted to build that because I thought the Wii arcade machine would have went really well with this little dude here, giving him something to play. I thought people would have wanted that, but yeah, Indiana Jones just edged it by a couple of votes. And do you know what? If you put it out to the masses, then you gotta go with what they want. So it's only fair that I chose the one that got the most votes. But having said that, I haven't looked forward to building this as well. It's another wee vehicle for the city, or for the layout. Albeit a rather vintage one, but you know, it can work. I just wasn't ready for the Indiana Jones love. Oh, the T-Rex is done. Would you like to see it? I do have it here beside me. It's humongous. Not gonna lie. But I can bring it up and show you it if you like. I actually finished it during the week. Right, I've a couple of stickers put on here first. And I don't want to do this wrong because I feel this uncanny neck. I wasn't actually going to bother putting these on, but they're sort of representing doors and it's nice detail. And so once I pop these stickers on, I will grab the they go more towards the top. They're a funny size of a sticker too, which makes it that wee bit more challenging, and they're kind of see through. And yeah, once I've put these stickers on, I hope we look at it. Have to go into like super concentration mode for that. You need to make sure I put in the right place because the plates themselves kind of sit down into like a wee recess. So the stickers have to kind of go in the upper portion of the plate rather than sort of central. You know, like a lot of the times stickers are just like the right size, so they just go straight into the whatever's going on to. But in this case, the stickers are a little bit shorter. One of them's a bit wonky, typically, but I'll be alright. Hey, right, T-Rex. He's big. Way bigger than my camera can sort of allow for. There you go. So that's the T-Rex. There's his head up against mine just to give you a good scale. So it's pretty epic. Just over a metre long. but I thought it was pretty neat. I'll set it back down there before I drop it in the bracket or something silly. Yeah, it's class, isn't it? Don't really know where I'm going to put it. He's no bigger than I knew he was going to be, but sometimes it's not until you actually build these sets and sort of see them in reality that you kind of get a real appreciation for just how large they are. And that boy was a monster, literally. But he is so class. It was an interesting build, and it was kind of more so as it developed that it sort of became a lot more interesting. You know, the set took a little while to start to come together, and you know, before you could truly kind of visualize it. But sort of once you got to that point where you know it became a bit more evident that you were building a T-Rex fossil, then it was very enjoyable. A bit repetitive, but very good nonetheless, and an absolute showpiece wherever it ends up. The next challenge is finding his home. I've nowhere big enough really than that to shelve it, but that's easily enough remedied at some point. For now, he just kind of sits in this room behind me, looking ominous on the floor. Sophia Hernandez, how are you? Got some Indiana Jones building going on here. Funky little car. So, actually a really good build. It's very neat the way they've kind of sort of built the frame of the car around the wheel arches and stuff, or fenders, whatever they call them. You know, I'm gonna put the wheels on that. I just like the wheels on my car, and I know there's a danger then that it kind of rolls about whenever you're trying to build it. But I sometimes think it just immediately makes it look so much better. These wheels are not the easiest to get on, they are tight. One to go. Thumbs are getting a good old press anyway. There we go. Right. Anyway, back onto the build. So, and then it's a nice new build. I've kind of built the sort of body of the car nicer around the fenders, just using sort of the inverted angle bricks, and then just some nice curves and stuff to kind of frame up. And it has room in it for 2 minifigures. So Indy and Dr. Jones can both hop in. Obviously the doors don't open, there's just a couple of ties, sticker ties in that have been sort of attached there, so you can't actually open them. But that's only minor. Do the bottom now. And then it would appear that the boot can be opened. I was going to say it's an interesting choice of brick. I thought I've just put a hinge in there, and I thought it was to allow the boot to hinge, but it's not. It's kind of fixed in firmly where it goes. But I've just realised it's because it just. I don't really understand why that's there. I don't know. Sure, there's a different way you could have done that, not using a hinge piece, but maybe it'll become evident as the build kind of evolves. So this must be the little sort of boot here then, because there's a couple of bars in there, and they were just putting some kind of. Oh, but again, it's not so much to open and close it; it's just to create that angle rather. So just don't want to put those little sort of clips in that section of the car. It was maybe going to allow you to put a hingeable boot or something on, so you could get into the rear of the vehicle, but it's actually more so just to help create the sort of angle for the rear of the car. It'll just be the headlights, I would think. Goes in that way. There we go. Okay, big bulging headlights in this here. That's good. I like that. Looks really neat. And then we just have the bar at the front to go on. I think that's kind of the bulk of the actual. That's just the front bumper. I don't think there's too much more to the structure of the car. We have a chest here which has an umbrella and a gun in it. I'm not entirely sure why we brought an umbrella with us, but I'm sure that'll be useful somewhere for something. You know what Indy's like, he's very good at using what he has around him to fend off trouble. And not just sits, there's like a wee section in the back of the car that sits in. It just takes up the whole rear of the car. And we have a little suitcase, which again has its own little section. And then the windshield is, interestingly enough, it's just a bar rather than anything else. And that's that. That's the car complete. So quite a bit left over there. So we've got an extra gun, an extra whip, and then just a few little pieces. The gun and the whip will be useful. And then we're actually just going to pop Indy and do you know what? I'll need to take Indy's whip out though. Indy can drive. And the whip can just go. Let's stick a pin there. Yeah, so we'll pop Indy and Professor Jones in here together. So like I said, there's space in this vehicle then for 2 minifigures. So they can both sit in here beside one another. Trying to evade the incoming plane. So there you go. That's the car. In all its glory. It's a fairly simple design, but I think it looks quite nice. You can kind of just imagine that hurtling along the deserts. I don't know which movie specifically this chase is from, so I don't know the location either, but it's clearly somewhere archaeological. So yeah, that's nice. And obviously it's a car, so it moves. So you can sit there, and we move on to the plane in bag number 2. Bag number 2 includes the third and final minifigure. So there's 3 minifigures in this set. The third minifigure is just a generic one, it's just a pilot. So I'll show you that. I'll show you that when I make it up. Not super detailed to be honest, but helmet's quite neat. And there's a wee bit of detailing on the front and rear. He's only got a single face printing on it just on the front. No alternative face on the back. And he has flesh coloured head, but brown hands, sort of presuming gloves.
So there we go. That's the fighter pilot then. So you can see just that nice wee sort of jacket he has on then, and then there's a wee bit of creasing. Oh, that's not going very well. Try again. There you go. Bit of creasing on the back of it. And then he has this nice helmet, which I'll just pop on the night. There we go. Helmet then with the goggles in that can be lifted.
So we can just stand there for now as we build his plane. So this is an old prop plane then. I do not know what model of plane this is. Presumably a German one. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to come up with any other one. I have my suspicions as to what it is, but I have done my research, and so I'm going to err on the side of caution and say nothing. But if anyone that's watching happens to know, do let me know in the comments. I'll take your word for it. Alright, Slappy mate, how you doing? All is good, man. Just building some more Lego. Yeah, we've got a wee bit of Indiana Jones action tonight, so just another wee set that has been sitting in my backlog for way too long. And by, I wouldn't say popular demand, but it was the more popular choice amongst the voters, and this is the set we're building tonight, so yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good evening, man. Here, I got tons of them. Just this one. I was saying earlier in the stream, Amazon mispriced it. And I would say tons, I got 3. I bought as many as they would allow me, so I decided to build one for myself, and then I'll have a couple left over. So if you're really, really, really after it at some point, and happy to pay the aftermarket prices, then I'm your man. You could make some almighty stop motion with this wee set. The plane's pretty neat. Alternatively, you can probably just get the instructions and buy the parts and crack on that way, because I don't think there's a couple of, well, there's a few stickers actually, to be fair, yeah, but I suspect that sticker set should be easy enough picked up. I don't even know how much value there is in this set, to be truly honest. I'm not even sure if any of the figures are unique to this set or anything. I've not really done any research, but the price I got it at, it was an absolute no-brainer. I practically paid nothing. I think I got 3 of them for the price of 1. So I have zero hesitation to build one. It ordinarily would have been something that I probably would have picked up, to be fair. Oh, Olivia, I let you down. Well, I didn't let you down. I didn't let you down at all. The Roblox just went off. Literally went off. It dropped off the screen and wasn't there any longer, and I couldn't get it back, I'm afraid. I was so gutted for you. I even phoned up in all sorts of dismay, because I knew you'd be disappointed, but I tried my best, and I did. I fed you any amount of stew. So this one, I'm afraid, is not on me, but I am gutted. I just wanted to do that for you. Sorry. Slurpee, are you going down to BrickCon if you're there? So we've just got some wee instruments going on here now then. There's like a wee sort of stick there, you know, for can anyone else hear me? Am I sort of audible in to anyone else listening? Okay. In case you're wondering, that's my daughter. Obviously I was explaining earlier how I failed her 99 nights, or whatever. So I didn't know the name of it at the time, but that wasn't helping me. I presume you starved to death. I'll talk to you when you get home. Okay, so we're cracking through this build at a pretty decent rate. We're well on the plane now. It's a bit longer actually than I was expecting. And you can kind of get a bit of an idea for the sort of shape and style of it. There are some nice nice wedge bricks there to sort of pull the sort of frame of the plane in a little bit from this section where the pilot sits to the tail at the rear. So we've got bulkier then on this side, but we're kind of just building sideways here with the sort of brackets and the snap bricks. Presumably we'll be applying some kind of wedges and curved bricks just to create the sort of shape of the fuselage. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. It's pretty sturdy. First sticker piece going up here. I wasn't sure if I was going to put any stickers onto this set or not, but I kind of like the detail that they add. So I think I will just, the ones that are remaining are all sort of decor for the plane itself, so I think I will add them. So first up we have number 3. And this one just goes on the tail, so you can just see there. It's maybe not really see, but it's just a little bit of sort of camouflage detailing then on the plane. I suppose it just adds a wee bit of that's it there. It just adds a wee bit of extra sort of colour and whatnot in detail. So there's no real harm in adding them. They don't sort of, sometimes I find stickers can be a bit busy and I'm not really sure what they necessarily add to a set, but see the point in these. So. Okay, and then just a few more wee bits going on the side here. So again, we're just kind of building it all out here at the minute with plate. Just building onto the brackets. It's just kind of creating a more unified colour scheme now as well. It was all a bit sort of messy beforehand. And then a few wee wedges going on the bottom. Okay, so it's actually just placing tiles on the side, and I thought maybe it would have been rounded off a little bit perhaps, but it isn't. Seems like I've jumped way ahead in the instructions. I was kind of just repeating on one side what I'd done on the other, but I didn't realise I hadn't even got that far in the instructions. So I kind of jumped ahead a wee bit there, so it sort of confused me whenever I flipped the page and I was like, oh, I've already done all this, but that was just me pushing on ahead. I'm presuming it's just the same on both sides. And then one would think this is for the propeller. That's obviously just some wee engine vents or something there beside the props. And again, I presume we just repeat this on both sides. I don't know, Alison. Last week I actually went live quite a bit sort of during the week, but my reason really for that was I have a joint stream coming up next Friday with another sort of local YouTuber and Lego fan, and we're going to be building together the Krusty Burger from The Simpsons. So I wanted to finish off a couple of things that I was building sort of prior to starting the Krusty Burger, because I didn't want to leave stuff unfinished. So I did actually do quite a bit last week. I streamed a lot more than I would usually, but I don't know if I will have the time next week to do anything similar to that. We'll have to see. So next Friday for definite will be the next time that I'm on. Like I said, that'll be slightly different because I'm doing it with another guy. I Fall Bricks is the chap that I'm going to be streaming with. If you want to check him out, he's really good. And he's a lovely lad. So he's actually coming around here, and we're going to stream together. So I don't know. Like I said, I might get on. I might get on during the week at some point, but I'm not sure for whether or not. It just depends. Just the way things worked out this week, I actually ended up with a lot more time than I was expecting. I couldn't confidently say. I sort of like to do like a daytime stream on either Monday or Tuesday. Most likely Monday actually next week. we'll see. I don't really have much picked out to build at the minute. It's not that I don't have lots to choose from, but I haven't really sort of picked out anything too much. Obviously I've got these wee sets, you know, the alternatives that sort of were in the voting for tonight's stream, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll build them or not. So in answer to your question, definitely next Friday. Well, possibly before then. Zedman's Lego Creations. How you doing, man? Hi, how are you? What Lego have you been creating recently? I've almost finished this bag. It's starting to look pretty neat. It's sort of getting to that point where, you know, all the wedges and stuff are going on and just rounding off, you know, all the wee pieces that are all the sort of square edges and stuff that shouldn't be there. And there we have the main sort of fuselage body of the plane. So it's quite neat. It still doesn't look like much, but obviously once the wings go on and the tail and the cockpit and the propeller, I suppose, at the front. Well, so when everything else goes on, then it's done. But it's nice, I like it. Yeah, my big issue with the Nelson is I just don't know what to build. A few big sets. But like I said, I don't want to start in anything too much because when I start building something, I like to finish it. And like, I don't know if you've obviously been watching my Dungeons and Dragons series, and it kills me because I just wanted to finish that set, but obviously that's not how I'm building it. So I don't really like starting into anything too big unless I'm in a position to sort of, you know, get the build finished and all the rest of it. So because obviously I'm doing the joint stream, my Friday nights won't be available or will be sort of used up on that. So I'm just a bit conscious of the fact I mightn't have a huge amount of time to sort of start something if I finish it. I have a few, there's one set in particular actually though that I would really like to build. It's another one of the Bricklink designer program sets. It's another train station. It's a significant train station at that. The Studgate it's called. Can't remember the set number, but it was like one of the very first Bricklink designer program sets, and I kind of want to build it because obviously I do intend to have trains in my layout, so when I get my tables in, I can start to position, you know, stations and stuff and track around the layout. That will just help inform me a little bit better on, you know, how the layout's going to look and, you know, where I'm going to put, you know, different little sort of settlements or towns or whatever, you know, so. But I will see. I'm just going to wee bit of technic work here. I'm not sure exactly what it is written here, but it's obviously maybe I presume the wings attach onto this. I don't know exactly what it is at this point. But it's just a few Technic bars and oh, that's not right. Yeah, a few random Technic pieces. I don't really know what you call these. Just had them on the wrong way around, but it was fine because they're not sort of they're not sort of held in place by any little. I don't even know what you call the tacking pieces, but they're not held in place by anything. So I could just have them off and move them. You can see that. I thought they were kind of wedged in by like a wee bracket or something, but they're not. Right. Okay, that's interesting. I was putting the rear wheel on and I was looking for, you know, like the wee sort of trolley style wheels that you get. They kind of go onto these, like wee brackets, and then there'll be like a wheel on either side and a wee thin bar. I was looking for them, but it's actually the other way around. It's like a wee, I'm not sure if it's necessarily a wheel or rather just a wee, it's the sort of thing you can imagine, you know, like a bit of rope from like a crane or something being run over, you know, just to sort of keep it in place, and you know, so it doesn't sort of fall apart, and then just sort of keep it spinning and rotating. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted here because there's someone at the door there, but I think it's just my family. We just have the propeller then. So it's just very straightforward. It's like a little cross piece or so.
Where's the laptop?
A few of these little pieces here on, and then there's like little paddle pieces in that go in the end. Make sure that they're all kind of aligned the same direction, that they're slightly different. I think we just spin them around. And that just goes on to the front there. Another one of these sort of technical pins then goes in the front to hold it in place. And with just the rear then, so we're just building up the sort of tail fin then at the rear. So there's where we're up to now. Then you can see just the wee prop in the front. That spins around obviously. And yeah, we're just working on this tail fin here now. So sorry, I've kind of lost the chat, so apologies if anyone's talking and I'm not responding. My computer's gone on the fritz here, so I can't see any chat at the moment. Press that all down, there we go. Very straightforward at the build so far. But we're looking good, so I've just realised these are actually for the wheels. Oh, there's a sticker I hadn't even noticed. So there's actually a sticker here that adds a bit of detail to the sort of cockpit glass. So the actual cockpit itself is made up of two pieces. So there's this sort of little like low profile windshield here, and then there's these kind of half cylinder pieces here. It's obviously trans white, or trans clear, so they go together just to sort of create that nice wee kind of wedge shape then in the elongated cockpit. But then there's a sticker that puts some detail onto that, so it essentially wraps around it and sort of frames it off. It creates like 9 little sort of window panels, so I'm not overly enthusiastic about putting this on because for one it's a clear sticker and for two it has to wrap the whole way around, so this might take me a little while just to get to where I'm happy. I'm taking an approach on like any I normally would. Oh, that didn't go too bad. The only problem was the section which I was, so I just used the brick separator to kind of hold the sticker so that I could get it aligned and in place. It's not perfect actually. In fact, it's really poor. Not overly happy with how that's sitting. I'm not going to do anything about it. I don't think you'll really notice. I'm going to put the pilot in as well. Yeah, I don't think you'll necessarily notice, but it's a wee bit more to one side than the other. Basically, it's essentially, the sticker just has like 4 bars, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical. I tried to align sort of the middle of the sticker with the middle of that cylindrical half cylinder piece, but it would seem that I've sort of gone a wee bit squiffy with my angle, so it's not quite sitting perfect, but I think when it's attached, you'll not really notice. I still think it looks okay. What do you think? We'll get away with that? Ironically, like, I am a bit of a sticker perfectionist, but I never did a terribly good job of them. Okay, with some random little flame pieces going on down the side here, so don't know if that's to signify the plane is on fire or what. And then the wings. No plane can fly without wings, right? Or else will it get its uplift from? So let's do one at a time. Again, like I said, I'm really sorry if there's people chatting. I have no visibility at the minute. I can't get my computer to stay on here. It's been really stupid. But once I get on, I get caught up. Or I could get up and check my phone, I suppose. Then we stud shooter here as well. So this obviously goes on the side of the wings, so that you can attack Indy in his car. And then obviously you get the little warning sign, you know, not to be shooting people in the eye. Not that anybody would do that. I have no idea how to put these bleeding things in. I've never really had stud shooter before. What am I doing there? Goes in that way. There we go. So, yeah, I wouldn't sort of generally tend to buy any sets that would have stud shooters. Again, we've got a bit more sort of orange colour here. I don't know if that's just representing the lights in this case, or if there's a wee bit of damage to the underbelly of this airplane. I'm going to put one more sticker here. So sticker number 4. There's only 2 left. It's a great thing there about using the brick separator, so that kind of just went on a wee bit quicker than I intended, and it wasn't really terribly well angled. I was able to just slide it back off again. Put it back on without damaging the sticker or anything else. And then that just clips. There's a couple of wee ball joints here, so there's a wee bit of, I thought there might be a bit of flexibility in the wings, but it's not. It just gives it that nice sort of angle, you know, that sort of nice, maybe upturned wing angle there. So it connects just using 2 wee balls and 2 wee sort of ball sockets. I thought that was maybe going to allow you to sort of tilt it up and down a touch, but no, it's kind of propped from below by Okay, so it's very well done. There's a circular plate at the bottom of the plane. I didn't really understand what it was there for. I thought it was maybe just there for shape. And then there's a little bracket with one of these little sort of Technic clips in the bracket, and then a stud attached to it, and that stud then sits flush with the round tile underneath, which means that the wing can't actually go down anymore, and it just helps create that nice angle that we've got there. So I'm just going to do the other side. I'm just trying to get back in here to my frame so I can see if there's anything going on. I think we're all quiet. So just this last wing to do here, and then that's the set finished. And then I think we can maybe build a wee something small. Question is, what will I build next? So I don't really want to start into anything too big at this point, because I want, whatever I start building, I want to be able to finish. So yeah, we've gone on. So this is the way what I was saying earlier. So we've got this little plate, modified plate with the little round bracket on it. And then this little Technic pin goes in, and it's the pin, you know, the sort of little stud attachment in the end. And then that wee stud goes on. And then when we put that onto the bottom of the wing, when the wing attaches, it kind of just hits that round plate that is in underneath, and that just sort of stops it then from moving about, which is very good. You get loads of, just noticed there's tons of wee black studs here as well, so obviously for launching the Lindy. It was just our last sticker, thank goodness. I was happy to see the back of the stickers. Let's make sure to put this one on the right way. Oh, very good. Again, that just clips in. And then all that's left then is the wheels and the landing gear. And there we have it, folks. I think that is the end of this build. Take these pieces out of the way here. I'm not putting any studs in the stud shooter. I don't really intend to use it in that way. Yeah, that's us. So again, another couple of little warnings in there, and not to be shooting the studs at people's eyes. And there we have it. That's the end. That's that set finished then. So that was quite nicely built. Not the most difficult, but a couple of nice wee pieces regardless. So if we just recap, we've got this little signpost here pointing toward Berlin, and just notifying of an upcoming tunnel. And then we have this vehicle then with Indiana Jones and Professor Henry Jones. So Indy driving and the Professor in the passenger seat there. So it's a pretty neat vehicle. It's got a 6-wide body, but then it sort of flares out at the sides with the wheels and the fenders and whatnot. And then we have the plane, which I think looks pretty neat. And that's that. That finishes that side off anyway. The plane does actually run as well. Like I said, there's a stud shooter on either wing, so if you want to get creative, I'll do this sort of reluctantly. So if I pop a stud in there, they're going to be that straightforward. I pop a stud in there, see if I can hit the camera. They really fly. I missed the camera, but I'm gonna have to go and find that in a second. So yeah, that's that's kind of all finished then with that build. I just want to see if we can get this done. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll build next then. I'm just going to set these over here for now. I do have a couple of builds here, so obviously whenever I put it out to the vote, we had two other options. So we have this set here, which I picked up from the Belfast Lego store open a couple of weeks ago. The arcade machine, which is kind of scaled really to sit nicely alongside these scaled up minifigures. So I kind of had thought I could build that and it could be part of the scene. It's very neat. I'll just let you have a look at it. But essentially, it's a big brick built arcade machine, like a sort of an old school arcade machine. But inside it, there's actually a little sort of man-shaped manhole with a load of old arcade machines and consoles, games consoles, and a computer, it's like Outrun or something on it, and then just like a cool little sort of den style setup and a wee minifigure in there, then having a bit of a blast. So there's a bit more to it than just the arcade machine. And then I presume it's predominantly stickers. I think there's a lot of stickers. I don't know if any of these are print pieces or not. I would imagine, sort of given the price, that they're going to be mostly stickers. So there's the option of that. There's also this Lego City set which I picked out. So it's just the vegetable truck there. So I do want to build this at some point because I want to have it in my layout. It also comes with those wee corn on the cob pieces which are pretty neat. So I could build that. I could build either of those two. I actually had really wanted to build the arcade machine on the screen tonight. I thought it would have been a more popular choice, but it wasn't actually. Now I do have one more option here. I did bring this wee set in. I just sort of stumbled across this recently in one of my backlogs. And this is a cool one because again it's kind of sort of minifigure scale. Or what's it, sorry, not minifigure scale, but upscaled minifigure scale. So it's a wee suitcase for our pal here for when he's going on his travels. So this is a pretty small set. I could arguably build this up in no time really. So I might do this one tonight, then that's just a wee sort of extra build. And I'll leave these other two aside because they're slightly bulkier, they'll take a little bit longer. And I don't really want to start into something unless I'm going to get it finished. So I'll crack this open. What do you think? I got a good wee set to build. Again, it comes with a vast sticker sheet, but none of the stickers are sort of compulsory or necessary. You kind of decorate it to suit really, and then it comes with loads of wee bits and pieces that go in the suitcase, like a passport and stuff. So I say we build this, and I can keep the bigger sets for another day. I'm sorry if anyone wanted to see anything else. I've just cracked it on. Only on record here. And again, for anyone that was on at the start, I'm a bit of a box sucker. I like to sort of hold on to the boxes and keep them in as good condition as I can. So rather than pressing the wee thumb tab, I kind of choose to open the box a bit more neatly. Right, so this is set number 40817. So this is a current set. This is available in stores and online on their website at the minute. It comes with 3 very small bags. This funky little sticker sheet here, then with loads of little sort of travel related stickers. There's like a little plane ticket, a luggage tag, and then various little sort of tickets for little travel moments, I suppose. And then we Lego one as well, so we'll be building this anyway. I shouldn't think it'll take us too long. Indeed, Alison, mini suitcase time, let's do this. So it's like a bonus build tonight. I did suspect that one will do this very quickly. I don't think this is going to take a particularly long time to build either, because it's not the biggest set. Piece count wise, it is 184 pieces, so there's not a lot here. Let's go. And then another nice little piece to have alongside our scale up minifigure here. So he'll be able to come on my travels with me. He'll be able to take him on holidays and he's goes on my suitcase. I've actually just booked my holiday for next summer. We booked it earlier this week. And we're going to Florida. Yay! So I'm absolutely pumped for that. Cannot wait. I'm a big roller coaster fan, and it's such a long time since I've been to Florida. I haven't been since I was a kid. So yeah, me and my family are all headed over there next year. So maybe I can take this little suitcase with me with some essentials. Not get very far, but. I suppose my next question then is, what other interesting little things can I build for the scaled up minifigure? He's going to have a suitcase, he's going to have his arcade machine. Those are obviously things that I've been able to get off Lego, but I could probably mock up something as well. Maybe like a wee Lego rubber ducky or something. I do have multiple of these scaled up figs. I've got the Octam one, I've got the parrot one, and then I've got a parrot to go with the pirate. So it would be nice just to have them all sort of all displayed somewhere with like loads of wee sort of bits and pieces that they have in their possession. Can't really think what else you could sort of build in Lego form that would be good. There's like one of the older Lego house exclusive sets is a duck. And I think, if memory serves me correct, it comes with like a little rope for pulling along. So maybe I could get that and it could be like a big massive toy. There's multiple ideas there, I suppose. That's kind of one of the joys of Lego, isn't it? You know, it's super creative. You can kind of do what you want or be as creative as you want with it. There's all sorts of things that you could sort of come up with. Together here. So a wee bit fragile, but we're good. Oh, it's great. So we sort of extend from handles, you can pop it down when you're not using it, and then pull it up to pull the suitcase along. Very creative. And then that just goes down into there. I really do think of it all, don't I? there's bag one finished. That was pretty quick. So that just is the rear of the suitcase. It's so small, but that's kind of perfect, I think. Extend that and put his arm down, and there we have it. Very good. Right, back to it. Alrighty then. Kind of really like just sort of started doing these Friday night streams. It's not something I'm generally very accustomed to, but it's just really prompted me to start building a bit more of a Lego, which is great. So much sitting there, and you know, I suppose if I wasn't on here doing this, then I'd probably just stop playing the Xbox or watch TV or something rather than building any of sets. So it's kind of nice just to sit down and do a wee bit of building with my job as well. I get sort of a wee bit of sort of repetitive strain. So again, this is quite therapeutic and good, you know, and I really enjoy it. So it's nice to just sit down and build a little there. I have to get through this backlog one way or another. I know what is wrong with it, but it keeps shutting itself off. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just a wee bit. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. But it's really driving me potty. My phone. I was Samsung Galaxy actually previously. Like I really like the phone, but it actually got to the point where it just constantly shut itself off, and there's nothing that I could do to stop it. And the support I was getting was useless, and it was out of warranty, so you know I was potentially going to have to send it off and pay to get it fixed. It was just driving me potty. So I replaced my phone, but literally as soon as I had done that, my computer started doing the exact same thing. I have a Surface Book, and it's a fantastic device when it works. But I don't know what's going on at the minute, but it's just constantly knocking itself off, and it's literally driving me insane. And just the way I kind of scream, I have my phone sort of facing with the main camera toward me rather than the front facing camera, so I can't see the chat. So I just have another device sitting watching the stream, so I can keep track of what's going on. But when that device doesn't stay on, it makes it very difficult to sort of keep track of things. So if I don't respond, that's potentially why. Chat's very quiet tonight though, so. I don't know if this comes with wheels or not, but there's like a couple of wee sort of tagging pins at the bottom, which would suggest it probably does, so I'll be interested to see when we get a bit further through the build if there are any wheels with it. does actually have like a wee sort of, I don't know what you call these, just like a clip, and then a modified plate with like a wee sort of connector on the end, and you can use that to actually sort of properly connect it shut, which is good. Okay, so we're on the last bag. So it's probably a wee bit shorter than my screen, but I think we'll just finish it here, it'll do us. Definitely no point starting into anything else at this point. Guys, anyone that's just tuned in, we're sort of on to our second, I'm actually going to reluctantly put one sticker on here. Yeah, we're on our second build of the night actually, the first one then, you maybe just see it sitting to the right of me in front of the table there, is the Indiana Jones airplane chase. So we finished that, and now we are building the, I think it's maybe just officially called suitcase. Yellow travel suitcase, but I'm going to call it a scaled up suitcase because I think it's in a really, sort of profile wise, it's really much aligned to our upscaled, or scaled up minifigure friend here. So I kind of thought I'll build this then as a wee sort of bonus extra, and our little minifigure friend, they can have that. So set number wise, the Indiana Jones set was, just in case anyone's wondering, 77012. It was set from a couple of years ago, a few years ago maybe. I'd say picked up on Amazon and finally just got around to building. And then this little set here, set number 40817, is currently available if you want to pick it up. It's only a little cheap set. Right, again, just thought it was a nice wee extra, you know, to have alongside the scale of minifigure. Well, it finishes off very nicely. It's pretty damn flush. So it's probably a little less exciting these builds than some of the stuff we've been building previously, but as I said before, next Friday it is my intention to do a stream with another YouTuber. We're going to do a build together. So we've both picked up the Krusty Burger Simpson set, and we thought it would be quite cool actually to stream together and build that. So he's coming around here, and we're going to set up a little stream. We're going to build that together. So I didn't want to sort of start anything too major. Alison, I'm not 100% sure exactly what time yet, if I'm being entirely honest. I Fall Bricks is what you call the chap that I'm doing it with. He's probably going to post the details on his channels, and then once he's done so I can share them. It'll probably be similar sort of time to this, maybe about 8:30ish or so, or 7:30 or so. We haven't kind of sorted that all out yet. I'll hopefully get talking to him sort of at some point this weekend, and we can start sort of putting that together. Initially it's just like a one-off, but I don't know, he's another sort of, similar to me, he's a local fan of Lego, so I kind of thought it would be nice to create like a little sort of, maybe like monthly podcast style, you know, sort of Lego in Ireland style thing. So we're just, I'll show you these all in a bit more detail once I finish. This is all just the little accessories in that come with the suitcase. We're essentially finished this build. It hasn't really taken very long at all. So just a few wee accessories in, it's just like it'll fit in beautifully. And then the last thing we have to do is our passport and our tickets, but I'm not actually going to put the stickers on them. Oh, the passport's printed. Isn't that class? It's a literal printed Lego passport. That's fantastic. I love that. That's such a nice little touch. And that's that build finished. Very straightforward. But anyway, I'll let you have a wee look at these kind of details here. I'll bring it over to the camera so you can see it a bit easier.
Right, so first up we have a little mini camera. So I'm just holding the suitcase in the background here to help with the focus. So we've got the little mini camera then, that kind of just sits in there. We've got a toothbrush, because we all need to keep our teeth clean. And then, just in case the food's not very nice wherever we're going, we've got this nice cheese and tomato and salad sandwich. And then, I think that actually maybe goes in that way. I don't think it really matters. And then this is the printed passport tile in. Oh, get it in your finger, Stephen. So there we go. So we've got this cool little, oh dear, cool little printed passport then. So you can just see it's very similar. If any have one of the Lego passports, it's very similar to that. And that's a nice wee printed piece, so that's class. I love that. So again, that just goes in there. And we can close this up. And there we have it. There's our little suitcase. How class is that? And obviously it has an extending handle on it and wheels to pull it along.
So as I said, this is going to belong to our scaled up minifigure friend here. He's going on his travels and he can pull that along with him. There we go. Love it. So that's me finished. I'll bring the camera down here and I'll just give you all a wee quick look at sort of what we built tonight in a little bit more detail. And then I'm going to wrap the stream up tonight a wee bit earlier. I'm not going to start building anything else at this point, so anyone else that is interested in next week's collaborative stream, the details will go out at some point, so just keep waiting out. I'll stick it, I'll get it all scheduled in whenever I know sort of times and stuff, and I'll probably post it up on my page as well, just for reference on probably on social media. So it'd be nice to get a few local people on, sort of have a nice chat while we're sort of talking Lego in Northern Ireland and UK, and then just build some cool sets as well. So just going to go and grab my camera here. I'll apologise, I just have a wee look and then I'm going to wrap the stream up.
All right then, so just a little close up then. Oh, sorry, my tripod fell. A little close up then of Indy's car. Let me just move that a wee bit so we can give it a wee bit more. There we go. So that's the car then with the two minifigures in it. I think it's quite cool. Nice profile as well, sort of front and back. That's the little sign then in a bit more detail as well. And then we have the plane, which I'm a big fan of actually. Looks pretty cool. Perfectly swooshable and lovely in grey, just like every other flying model from a line of a Lego theme that we're all very familiar with, I'm sure. And then lastly we just have the little suitcase. Fairly straightforward, nice little build. And as I said, this does open up, and then we've just got a few bits pieces inside it. And then that's going to hang out with my big fig. So that's me also wrapped up anyway, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Remember to give the stream a little thumbs up if you've enjoyed the content, and do drop us a wee sub and sort of keep away out on my channel for sort of other videos and stuff. In the meantime, I'll catch us all at another point. I may do a live during the week. If not, I'll catch us all next Friday anyway. Have a really good weekend, guys, and thank you very much. Bye.